I think I started something that could be called an epidemic. Epidemic of a string cheese man, that is Gholdengo. This thing is basically your mini Shadowrex or mini Kyogre of this format. It hits ridiculously hard. In fact, harder than Shadowrex because of... I mean, I could just go in detail why is it stronger than Specs Shadowrex's Thrill Barrage, but it's math, it's just... no, I'm not gonna go in detail, come on. But the idea is it does hit harder than a Thrill Barrage from Shadowrex. And unlike from that, I mean, like, you could say, alright, it drops the special attack by one stage, but Murkrow, being its best friend, can haze away the special attack drop, and thus just make it kind of even more difficult to take down. So, what are some counteractions to this? What are some budget counters? What are some hard counters? Since I kind of feel I kind of started this, I should try to at least resolve it in some manner. So, your best friends are of course going to be Fire type and Electric types. Water types probably not as much because, unfortunately, Gholdengo, like, if you look at Gholdengo, it has just enough fair defenses to take, like if, for example, takes with 4 HP only, it already takes Garchomp's Earthquake. But, because Flare Blitz, for example, is single target, and is 120 base power, you should be able to KO it reasonably well. So, yeah, you'll see this, like, some other counteractions later on. But yeah, Flare Blitz with 60 attack should allow you to just get pretty fair, I mean, guaranteed chance to pretty much go 4 HP Gholdengo. If you really feared 252 HP Gholdengo, you could just go more offensive on Arcanine. You get the idea. I think, yeah, this should just be able to knock it out. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, it just also is pretty nice on the, you're not seeing it right now, but you see here that you only for 8 EVs you get 2 extra points, so it's also really good. That's a sign of an efficient EV spread as well, so that's good. So yeah, that's that. But if you like go on special defense, you know, you can just, I mean, 60, and like go like 156. Excuse me for 1 second. I mean, you see here, like, Make It Rain only does 50%, and you got Citrus Berry to recover the Flare Blitz chip, so you basically, I would say you basically should take 2 Make It Rains, and still take the Flare Blitz, still should survive the Flare Blitz recoil. But it's gonna be a bit close, you know. But you get the idea. Arcanine is extremely good budget counter. These teams usually also have stuff like Hydreigon, which you counteract decently well with Snarl. You're not weak to its Heat Wave, which is also a good thing, which... and also you can intimidate and Will-Wisp their Garchomp, which is also good. So this brings me to my counteraction I used on my Gholdengo team. You know, I got Gholdengo, I needed an opponent Gholdengo counter. And if you got Tailwind, I think there are like multiple good options. One of them is Heat Wave, Life Orb, Terastallizing Fire, Hydreigon. It also has other advantages, like it synergizes well with the Levitate ability, which makes it immune against the ground type attacks. It is kind of annoying that I have to just enter all these stats manually each time. Heat Wave. There you go. So yeah, with Modest, I mean, this is my EV spread, which doesn't take it all that well, but if there are going to be some 4 HP Gholdengo sets, you probably can just scale them with, yeah, Timid. And you can also counter set up Tailwind with this Hydreigon if you're fearing the Tailwind, so you got a lot of options with Hydreigon. If you are more into like defensive, Terastallization and having the more defensive team, I would recommend Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur with Terra Blast, I believe, should be able to also one-shot this little demon. Yeah, also you see we're more than 90 EVs, that is good, because we 8 EVs only get 2 extra points. Terra Blast. Excuse me for 1 second. Damn, this is annoying to set up. But yeah, you see here we also are just one-shotting this. And Make It Rain does a lot of damage, but then you realize we got like a lot of... See, for example, you can even like EV to try to outspeed the slower Gholdengos. Like, this is already more than enough to outspeed the slow bulky Gholdengos. And you can just put so much in the bulk already as well. Like, look at that. And with Assault Vest, it only does 35%, which is... That is a really small chance to KO, and if they go the Guard Jump, or you want to KO the Murkrow, you can just go for not only Icicle Crash, but I also recommend Ice Shard on this thing. It does not one-shot, usually, unfortunately, but... I mean, this is fair chance. You just get something like Sucker Punch Miescar out to just finish it off, or Aqua Jet on something. So yeah, Baxcalibur is also a really good counteraction, although the Earthquake weakness will bite you. So I would really recommend getting the... some other priority to just make quick work out of Guard Jump. Baxcalibur. Oh yeah, let's get into the real stuff. Did you know that Fire type, Electric type also resists Steel, and so does Fire? So yeah, Rotom-Heat turns out is like one of the hardest counteractions to this. Rotom-Mosh is also really good. Let's look at Rotom-Mosh actually, since we can, I would say, we cannot set up Nasty Bot unfortunately because Haze on Murkrow, but you get the idea. You can probably 2-hit KO this decently well. Do not Terraslize an Electric type, because that will make you only resistant once and not twice. Yeah, you see here again, 8 EVs, it makes you happy to just have efficient EV spread, and you should be 2-hit KOing Guard Jump, excuse me. I mean, Gholdengo also just is even harderly counteracted. Perfect, again, we just get 2 EVs. Perfect. So yeah, and Rotom-Heat, of course, hits even harder with its Overheat. And they quadruple resist the Make It Rain. So it makes them extra good counteractions. And they can hit Murkrow for pretty big damage with Thunderbolt. And you can have Will-O-Wisp to burn their Guard Jump. Although they probably have some trouble against Hydreigon, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. Because if opponent sees the Rotom-Heat, they will most likely just not lead Gholdengo and instead will lead like their secondary mode. Hope that you can burn them, all I can say. So yeah, these are Rotom forms. What are some other counteractions? So one of my favorite counteractions also is to run Wide Guard on Arm Rush, since not a lot of people expect it. And yeah, Wide Guard on pretty much anything is just good, you know. Especially on the stuff nobody expects, like Garganacl. Garganacl will have to compensate for it with like not having Recover, not having Salt Cure. But the payoff can be absolutely massive, since a lot of the Gholdenegos are choice specs, and suddenly they kind of have to switch out just to be able to accomplish something. Another idea for Garganacl, although Garganacl is a bit passive against Gholdengo, so I wouldn't recommend it. It could be pretty good cleanup against Gholdengo though, I mentioned it in my video. With Garganacl, you can Terraslize into Electric type, and you're gonna be like basically resistant to Ghost with Purifying Salt and resistant to Steel, and only weak to one thing, which the only really good like ground type in the metagame is Guard Jump anyways, and you can like Iron Defense to just get rid of that problem. And so this is just, it feels good to have this Garganacl at hand. You don't even have to have Wide Guard, although you will need some other counteraction. This is a good late game cleanup Garganacl though. I've seen some crazy people actually go for something like this as well. Whilst on topic of Wide Guard, yeah. Indeed he gets a Trick Room by a programming oversight, so you can like lead Arm Rush in DD. They might just go for like double spread move, but you're gonna go for Wide Guard with Armor Rush and Trick Room it in DD, and then you just probably win the game, because Gholdengo teams have a hilariously bad matchup against Trick Room. So yeah, that's a food for thought, although I'm not sure if that's gonna be illegal. We'll have to wait for late July for TPCI to announce that. What are some other counteractions? This is Trick Room counteraction, I guess. Arm Rush also resists Make It Rain naturally, so that makes it good. If you're still fearing like Earthquake from Guard Jump, you could just go for like Water Terrestrialization, Arm Rush, and you should be having win-win situation. Anyway, for Tailwind, not Wake Bolt, Kilobatrel is also pretty funny if you got like Tailwind on your side. Because like, you don't have to set up Tailwind with Kilobatrel, you can get something like Talonflame to set up the Tailwind for you. get a Ground Type Terrestrialization, and then go for Wind Power boosted Specs Discharge, which should one-hit KO the Gholdengo and Murkrow on opponent's side and pretty much win you the game. So, excuse me, I'm just... There you go. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I would say. I've seen that someone use that against me, and also use because it was so nice. I tried it myself, and it's just so cool. Also, apparently, Wind Power. I'm not sure if it's a glitch. Is kept for rest of the game or rest of the Tailwind. Unfortunately, Kilometer always dies before that. But yeah, Wind Power is kept with the Tailwind on Showdown for now. So that's also good food for thought. And yeah, you resist Make It Rain, which is just pretty good. So, I told you about bulky offense, Arcanine, a Baxcalibur as a bulky offense counter, Armorage as a, or Water Armorage even at that, as a Trick Room counter, and then I went through a bunch of like fast counter actions for this. I think that's about it. Yeah, these are probably the most flexible counteractions. Rotom, Arcanine are your best friends, and Fart Terrestrialization is your second best friend. I think like Choice Specs Rotom Wash, if you Terrestrialize in a Fire type, actually one-shots Gholdengo with Specs Terra Fire Blast. Excuse me. Fart Terra Blast. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to really cover. So yeah, hopefully you learned something new, and I'm sorry. See you next time.